And Councillor Brad Bradford is among those who are frustrated at the pace of snow removal in our city. He joins us live now with more on why he thinks the process is taking so long. I think that's a question that many Torontonians are asking. So what's the deal with that?
Well, I could tell you my inbox and my phone are blowing up with messages about the frustration Torontonians are having just trying to navigate the city right now, whether it's impacting emergency services, getting to calls, seniors who can't get out of their houses, or folks who are just trying to get to work. The city is seized with the snow. And you know what, Jamie? Toronto is a winter city. This shouldn't come as a surprise. And I think it's pretty frustrating that core services, the basic things that local government ought to be focused on, like removing the snow, hasn't taken place.
You know, I can't help but be reminded of, a lot of the criticism that the city received when they weren't preparing for flooding events in the winter and, in the summer. And now we're kind of seeing, a situation where we know that winter is coming. Obviously, it's hard to predict the timing of these massive snowstorms. But in this particular case, the weather people, they got it right. So the big question is, if Torontonians are expected to pay more in their property taxes and more taxes in general, they want to see the services in return. Why isn't the city properly preparing for these kind of events? And where are they going to put all the snow? It's not going to melt anytime soon.
Yeah, waiting for the snow to melt is not a credible or realistic strategy. And look, snow can be unpredictable, but this was in the forecast. And let me remind you that Super Bowl Sunday, a week and a half ago, we got the first sort of hit of snow. And then it came again midweek on Wednesday and Thursday, and we got whacked with a lot of snow. The city had an opportunity to get organized and start snow removal on the Friday. That did not happen. We got hit again over the weekend. And so now you're dealing with a series of snow events that have taken place over the course of a week and a half. And it's only today that the city is starting to do the snow removal. And Torontonians, particularly here in the beaches in East York, across Toronto in the Old City, recognize that plowing is not enough. There is nowhere to store the snow. It must be removed. And so I look back to 2022 when the city was actually able to remove 17,000 tons of snow in 6 days after a big storm. And here we are a week and a half after successive snow events, and we haven't even started. And so when you put it in the context of a 25% tax increase over the past 3 years, people are not seeing the core services getting better. They're getting worse. And as Torontonians, we ought to be demanding better from local government.
Yeah, Councillor, it's not sitting well with people that it's going to take potentially weeks to remove all the snow. I do want to flag something that is quite a concern, and that's the fact that many people can't even walk on the sidewalks. I mean, I live off of Bayview on a very busy stretch of road, and for the last couple of days, I'm seeing individuals, elderly people, walking southbound or northbound on a live lane of traffic. And if it's going to be this situation, how can the city guarantee the safety of those individuals, especially elderly who are walking with walkers and any kind of walking assistance? Where are they going to walk in the city if these sidewalks aren't cleaned up?
It must be a priority. And again, we are a winter city. That should not come as a surprise that we have snow events. We've seen it before, and it's not a budget problem. I mean, there's $160 million allocated this year for snow removal, and we're just not seeing those resources and that equipment out on the streets. Sidewalks, taking care of pedestrians, whether it's seniors or in my neighborhood, we got a lot of young families, folks out there, including myself with the stroller. It's very difficult to navigate. And I think people are frustrated because they are paying more. They were promised better services, and you're not seeing it. In fact, you're seeing worse services. I know a lot of people would like to hear from the mayor on this front. We haven't had that leadership at the helm, sort of indicating to Torontonians what the plan is going to be. Corporate communications from the city of Toronto have basically just said, take the TTC. And then we have situations where the TTC is down on line 1 on Saturday, down on line 2 on Sunday, and again today. So it doesn't seem like there's a lot of coordination. The city is not getting the job done. People are paying more. They're very frustrated with the lack of services. And in my mind, Jamie, snow removal is one of the core municipal services that we ought to be focused on. And it's starting to show that the lack of prioritization is not delivering the results that Torontonians expect. And, count me in that big cohort of people who are rightly frustrated frustrated and upset about this.
Well, the invitation for the mayor is it's always open if she wants to come and talk about the current situation and what's being done to mitigate all this snow removal. Councillor Brad Bradford, always appreciate your time. Thanks for chatting.
Thanks, Jamie.